Hey, beautiful soul. Let's get into the weekly reading for June 21st through June 28th. I'm Joyful Medium Joy Giovanni, and here we go. Okay. So we've got quite a spread this week. This first card is the Justice card. Now, this card indicates more truth coming to light this week, but it's asking us to be balanced. So some of this is the emotion of like not gloating if it ends up that you were right about a situation, but also not beating yourself up if it ends up that you were right about a situation and didn't take the action you wished that you did. This really is about balance, as we see the scales here with the sword. And this sword is about intellect. So balancing head and heart this week. These pillars are also about balance, but additionally foundation. So using the wisdom, the foundational tools that you have, whether it's in your profession, in your spiritual practice, in your personal life, to really carry you through this week. But this is a major arcana card. So this might be not necessarily about the small day-to-day details, but bigger overarching truths coming to light this week. It doesn't just mean in our own lives. This can mean for the collective, in media, in politics, in global events. So be prepared for that this week. On a smaller scale in our lives, we can look at this Six of Swords. This is a beautiful energy. This is about rebuilding after a difficult time or a transitionary period, about moving away from things that are no longer serving us, having made a decision and moving away. This person in the boat looks a little downtrodden, a little tired, a little worn out, but they are not looking back. They're moving forward with help, with support from the person that is steering this boat. But this boat is headed out of troubled waters and into better times. So that's great news for all of us. This next card, the Chariot. And interesting, these cards kind of mirror these two Sphinx and these two pillars are both about balance. This card indicates that the energy is going to be moving very fast this week. So get ready for that. Metatron is the archangel associated with this card. So for those of you that love that work or know how to work with Metatron, call him in this week. If you don't know how, check out my podcast, Spirit Speakeasy. A few months ago, I did an episode all about Archangel Metatron and how to call him in. So feel free to check that out as a resource, but energy moving quickly. For some of us, this is indicating a potential physical move. It could be a move of your home, of your business, of someone close to you in your life, but that won't apply to everyone. The fast energy, though, probably will. This card is the Hermit. This is reminding you as you come back into these foundational practices, as truth is coming to light, taking some time to go within and making sure that the information that you're taking in from the outside is from trustworthy sources. So this might be re-vetting some of the sources where you were getting your news, where you were getting your current events, where you're understanding about the global temperature. And I don't just mean global warming. So making sure that we're having trusty resources. I am getting this vibe recently that not all of, we know people have ulterior motives sometimes even in media, but I've been kind of amazed at some of the switches I've seen in people based on financial gain and not necessarily wanting to be truthful journalists, for example. So making sure trustworthy resources, but also going within. You have your own divine wisdom. You have your intuition. You have your own information. So getting still, paying attention, being available for wise guidance from trustworthy sources. And that can also be knowing who to trust in your world, knowing who's a mentor to you in, your workplace and who is someone that's going to misadvise you. So all across the board, trustworthy resources and going within. If you can have a contemplation or meditation practice, even if it's going for a short walk or getting some quiet time every day, that is indicated here. This last clarifier, buckle up for this. This is the Seven of Swords. We've seen this recently. This card can mean a few things depending on the spread. So as it relates to us in this general reading, I think some of this clarity as it shows up in our own lives, because it'll be global, but it'll also be in our own lives, Some of it might be getting even deeper clarity about who has been spreading rumors behind your back, for example, who you thought was on your team, but actually has been working against you as an adversary, who maybe hasn't been telling the whole truth, or who has been telling one version of the truth to one group and another version to another group in our personal lives. This card usually indicates someone's doing something a little shady and not really being honest. Seven's about choices though. So we do have choices here. We have the choice of how we respond. And remember, swords are about using our mind. So we're not wanting to react to these situations from a purely on fire emotional place. We're wanting to intelligently, calmly respond, looking at the big picture of things and the desired result. So it doesn't necessarily mean having confrontation. It means taking in this wisdom and information, going within, sitting with it, knowing when it's time to move away from a situation, and knowing that really the full truth will ultimately be revealed eventually. I don't think we're going to get the entire truth of every situation this week, but certainly be aware of those things that just hang a little lower in the air, or that just stick with you a little bit more, and take a note of them because they are going to be important in the overall truth that's coming out. But really, there's likely someone in your personal space, or this could apply to someone very close to you that you advise or that you guide, or a close friend or family member. Someone is not being fully truthful. Someone doesn't have best interest at heart. And I feel like with this energy of truth and fast movement and intuition, we're going to be having more truth and more information about this coming to light. So I'm so curious. Drop in the comments when this comes to light. And if you don't have to tell us who it is, we would love it if you did. But you could also just say like, yes, I feel like someone in my space is not really having my best interest. I've gotten more clarity this week about circumstances, or what that is, or how that's showing up, or some information I didn't know. So please know that this is overall a good spread. We want the truth to come to light, right? We don't want to be fools kind of marching in a direction, having half truth, or not knowing when someone is acting like they're on our team, but they're truly not. So truth is always a good thing. I hope that this resonates with you and makes sense for you. Please check out the events section of my website. We have lots of exciting events coming up. I'm going to be planning some in-person workshops. So if you're local in San Diego area, you won't want to miss out on those. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye for now. Talk to you soon.